Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, bringing you Chapter 7 in my Crysis 2 Super Soldier difficulty video walkthrough. And this one is called the Seat of Power.
Alright, I'm getting a limited fee from your
And we're going to be introduced at the start of this to the Hargreaves character, who I'm assuming is from Crysis 1 because he seems to know a shit ton about the nanosuit, and he's going to be guiding you on the comms for quite a lot of the game. So, it's another bout of cinematic standing up as we're getting attacked by the little Seth bugs or whatever the fuck they are. I don't know what they're called. They could be called drones or, I don't know, ticks, something like that. But try and kill as many of them as you possibly can, because they're going to start giving you 20 points towards your nanosuit upgrades. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you kill enough of them it does add up. And the first thing you're going to notice right now is that we've got no energy, we're still kind of fucked up, and all that great stuff. And that's purely because this dickhead's still talking to us and it thinks it's a cutscene. So, as you push forward, you're probably going to get your gun back and you're going to get that stuff to upgrade a little bit more. It's just... there we go. This is the game's excuse for exposition, and you'll notice I don't have a gun in my hand. So, for whatever reason, I'm not holding anything. But if you press Y when this happens, it'll put a gun up usually, and you should be able to use it. And this next section is all about the Seth. You're going to be coming across a lot more of them than we have so far, and you can stealth through a lot of it, but some of it is a little more challenging. So let's have a look. So I'm going to be... don't bother shooting these things. I mean, you can shoot them, but they take a little bit more hammer than you'd expect, and they can be hard to shoot. I mean, it's not like you need the ammo, because there's so many ammo dumps on this game. You're constantly being refreshed, but these next few parts are pretty interesting. Because the big spore tower that was fired down, that was in the cutscene on the last level, we have to destroy one of those, and to do it you have to power down 3 separate areas, and in those 3 separate areas there's going to be a lot of Seth. There's going to be brute Seths, which are the big bastards that we haven't seen yet, and no soldiers for the next few sections, which, I don't know, give or take how you feel about that. It's you know, mixing it up, a bit of variety. So when you come through here, there's probably collectibles and stuff to be found in this area, because it's one of those domestic areas where the game lets you see what the world is like, and it lets you see the turmoil that's happening. But because this is a guide and I'm not interested in that shit, I'm just trying to show people how to win. I'm not going to pay too much attention. And did you see that thing just then? That is the same thing we saw on the Gatekeepers chapter. They're like, they look like normal Seth, but they're black and they're invisible. They've got a cloak as well. And you're probably wondering what they are for the majority of the game. I was. And then at the end, there's 4 of them, and you have to fight them. And then when you kill them, you've beat the game, and it's kind of like, they're no harder than any of the other Seth. They've just got cloaking devices, and they look cooler. And I thought that were a bit of a waste, because I was hoping they were going to be like, you know, some kind of royal guard or something, so that we'd see a bigger alien, or a bigger Seth, or a kind of leader figure. But truth be told, I keep saying that word a lot as well, you're going to notice. I don't know what it is, I've got it on the brain, but there doesn't seem to be much hierarchy when it comes to the aliens of this game, and I don't know if that's intentional by Crytek, so that they can have, you know, something to develop when they create an inevitable sequel. Because if anybody didn't think Crysis 3 was coming, they're retarded, because if there's anything you can guarantee when it comes to Crytek, that is when they get a title that they like, they will just milk the tits off it. And I'm hoping that they do embellish upon the aliens, because I mean, they're called Seth because it's an abbreviation of cephalopod, because obviously the squids, that's what a cephalopod is. And aside from that, that's really all you get to learn about them, and the fact that you know, they're not very nice people. The only other allusions to their origins, aside from being aliens, is what Hargreaves tells you when he keeps going on about these fancy metaphors for what they're doing, about how they're coming back to the Earth to see that what they'd left before had manifested into something they didn't approve of, and they're coming here to purge us. But I would have liked to see, like, elites and hierarchy, and, you know, smart ones, and, you know, the people that are the generals, or even just the intellects of the race, as opposed to there's kind of the normal Seth you see. There's that Seth commander guy, who I'm not sure what he's called, but he's a wanker because he takes a big ass beating, but he gives you a bit more nano points. And then there's the big fat ones, So yeah, really don't know much about the race, but this is a pretty tough series of courtyards right now. And the best thing to do is to stealth it. If you're wanting to get nano points, I would definitely recommend killing them, but the fighting your way through these areas will take a while because these guys are pretty tough. So when you jump up here, here's your first victim. And I'm wanting him to turn around, but for some reason the bastard's looking directly at me and he's just not doing much. So watch this for a cheeky maneuver. You see this? Oh no, that fucked up. I actually thought that was going to work, but I fell down. Because usually on moments like that, you can like walk completely past them, and your stealth meter will go up as they become aware to you, but it won't fill because you're not bang in front of them. But unfortunately, I fell into his lap, and there's nothing that you could have done different there. So kill him before you go that way. That might make that situation a little bit easier. But if you push up and you hug this left wall, you shouldn't be able to be seen when you're recharging your battery. Be careful because they're on all sorts of level, these Ceph guys. There's towers, there's walkways, there's all sorts of madness, and I just fucked up a jump then, so that's the only reason I fell down here. But it does give you an opportunity to refill your stealth if you need to, so make sure you use all the alcoves and the pieces of cover to your advantage. And then once you're down here, use this part to regenerate a little bit more. And then straight in front of me is where we need to go. So stealth on. Make it as quickly as you can, and you've just completely missed a pretty big battlefield. But it isn't over yet because there's a few of them on this level, and the levels from now on are going to start getting a little bit longer because they seem to be a little bit more involved. And as you push through here, there's another. I wouldn't say it's a difficult area, but it can be difficult. And the reason why is because you can't go to the right, don't even bother going, because you have to make a jump that you can't make and you're just going to get lit up. So my advantage that I use here is if you follow this left route and you jump over here, you should be able to sit here and get your energy back. But you see that Ceph guy to my right, just past that tree, he's got his back to me there, but he will turn around, so be really careful of him. And these bits here, these little barricades that the Ceph have brought with them, are really, really good pieces of cover. And whenever he puts his hand up like that, it generally means you're in cover, so they can't see you, even though he's sticking his gun out of cover like a moron. But use these pieces of cover, and then just climb on this metal tentacle thing, this, you know, Matrix Sentinel wannabe thing. And then you can use this. And luckily enough, when you get to the peak of the arch of this metal spike thing, you can actually come out of cloak and nothing can see you. And the reason for that is purely because you're so much higher than they are. Obviously, I wouldn't push it. I wouldn't, you know, linger up there too long out of cloaks. They'll probably see you because the AI is really strict on this game when it comes to spotting you. But right there, I kind of fucked up. Do you see it going up? Yeah, they know I'm there. But that was just my mistake. The luxury is when you come around this corner, you've pretty much done. So you can sit down here, you can get your stealth back, and then you can carry on, because straight in front of me now is where we need to go. And you'll see the waypoint that tells you exactly where that is, and all you have to do is if you push down here, you can use... Uh-oh, that's not good. There we go, stealth again. These next ones are much better cover than that last one, so if you sit behind these, you shouldn't get seen. But right now, there's 3 Ceph, they're all looking this way, they're all kind of wondering where I've gone, but the cloak's just so overpowered. You're not in any danger when you're in the cloak as long as you've got a little bit of distance from them. Right then, I take my cloak off because I know directly behind me is one of those barricades, so I can use that to charge, and I can carry on up here. And this next section is another pretty challenging section because you're stealthing past dudes. So there's a stealth scarab there, there's some C4, some ammo, there's a stealth shotgun, it has a nice suppressor on it. And then through here is going to be a couple more dudes. You see them land right there. That's 4 landing pods, and I've just walked past that dude, so be careful of him. No idea what those Ceph are shooting at, but as we come up here you're going to get introduced to the brute, the big fella. And if you kill the big guys, I think you get like 500 nano points, so they're worth a lot. But be under no illusion, they take a beating like a motherfucker. They are literally like Rocky Balboa in Rocky 4 when Dolph Lundgren's just banging his tits off and he's just taking everything. One thing I will say is if you can knock their helmet off when you're using the sniper rifle, you can generally headshot them pretty quick, but it still takes like 7 headshots from the sniper rifle, so it's really not really worth it. If you've got 2 C4s, it's the best way to kill them. And that guy's completely oblivious to me because he's a squid in a suit. And then just keep moving along here, and you can use this little alcove down here to regenerate your stealth. And to my left, do you see the arrow on the map? Who's looking kind of towards me? That is the brute. The white arrow, do you see him? There's a normal Seth to the left of this brick wall, this concrete wall, sorry. And then directly in front of me when I come out of cover is the brute. There he is. You see him? See his big shield? Yeah, he's not very friendly, him. You want to stay away from him if you can. And get used to seeing them, because from now on you're going to be seeing them every so often. You can't assassinate them from behind, so don't try. They'll just laugh at you. And if you don't have any of your powers activated and they shoot at you, you're going to die before you know what's hit you. So be very careful with those guys, don't fuck about. And we're coming to the end of this video, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the guide, I hope it helped, and you take care now.